The Xbox game drought is over and has been for quite some time, but finally, there's no doubt that Xbox has turned the tide on gaming and has shown that they might have the most first-party games coming when compared to any other platform. Yes, that includes Sony's PlayStation 5. Let's get into this awesome article from IGN which talks about Xbox and their first-party showing that they just had at E3. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, make sure to hit that small little bell icon also. It helps the channel out a lot. But enough of that, let's get into this awesome article that was written by Ryan McCaffrey, the main guy at IGN that covers Xbox. And for some time, he's been brutally honest with Xbox about their lack of first-party games, along with other missteps they've had over the last generation of gaming. And while sometimes I don't agree with his views, he's still very knowledgeable and understands the gaming landscape pretty well. But most of all, he understands Xbox and what they need to do in order to kick this next generation off right. And after that E3 showing they just had, Xbox has done something that needed to be done, which is they finally destroyed the narrative that they have no games. In fact, that's what the whole article is talking about. Here's what the title has to say. Opinion: Xbox's exclusive game drought is finally over. E3 2021. The Xbox Bethesda E3 2021 showcase finally delivered what Microsoft has long lacked: exclusive games releasing very soon. Okay, so while I have to say that I've played so many games on my Series X the last year alone, and while I enjoyed those experiences and there was a lot of them, most of those experiences weren't first-party games being made by Xbox themselves. They instead got third-party deals and had those put on Xbox Game Pass, which to me is just as good as a first-party game, because they give me those experiences on the Xbox console for no extra charge when I'm on Game Pass. But for what this title is trying to say, I have to agree. The drought of Xbox is officially over, and people need to realize that, because not only are we getting awesome third-party games on Game Pass day and date, but we'll be getting first-party games coming to the platform for the foreseeable future. And not in a year or two, but in a few months, Xbox will launch so many first-party games on their consoles and PC, which is what this article continues to say right here. Shortly after the Xbox Series X launched last November, I wrote about how I thought the Xbox exclusive game drought was finally almost over. The Perfect Dark reboot has been unveiled at the Game Awards, capping an impressive showing of Microsoft's first-party hand leading up to launch. But the celebration was short-lived. Fast forward to the eve of E3, and as had been the case for years up to that point, a tumbleweed blew across a quiet and dusty road. None of those games had been released yet, and few if any of them had a concrete release date. The dry spell continued. Following what I'd argue was Microsoft's best game showcase ever at E3 2021, however, it's time to make it official. The Xbox's exclusive game drought is now over. Finally. Now, I have to admit, the launch of both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X didn't have the best launch lineups we've ever seen before. In fact, a lot of those games like Gears Tactics, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and of course Demon's Souls were great, but they didn't have the impact most people were looking for in a true next-generation console. And for the last several months, I would say that Xbox has provided great third-party support on Xbox Game Pass to the point that I haven't played much with my PS5 at all this generation, and I only wait for the exclusives to come out. But after seeing the Xbox showing we just had, I have to agree with the article when it says this drought is over, and that this was the best showing we've ever seen from Xbox. And this is something that's been in the works for years and years. Xbox invested in their first-party studios for so long now, which is something that the article mentions right here. It wasn't just the mere act of ending this paucity of exclusives that matters, but the definitive way in which Xbox has done it. By that I mean a series of forward-thinking chess moves that are now paying off. Firstly, Microsoft answered the Bethesda exclusivity questions once and for all. Starfield will be an Xbox exclusive and it will be out on November 11, 2022. Curiously, 11 years to the day since Skyrim's release from the same Todd Howard-led development team. So too will Arcane's Redfall due in summer 2022. Microsoft cut a big check to buy Bethesda, and now we know without a doubt their games are coming to Xbox, PC, and no other console. We all know that Bethesda joining Xbox changed the gaming landscape forever, and it continues to do so. They have almost 10 AAA studios in Bethesda alone pumping out games. They also have some of the biggest online games in the world like Fallout 76 and The Elder Scrolls Online. You throw in Xbox Game Studios and we can easily see that Xbox is going to have multiple games coming out every single year. It's not going to stop. And best of all, this is going to benefit the gamers that are subscribed to Xbox Game Pass, which is something that the article mentions again right here. Secondly, Xbox Game Pass continues to be the biggest bang for your buck around, bringing in big third-party games on day one following big name gets like Outriders and MLB The Show 2021 earlier this year. Turtle Rock's highly anticipated Left 4 Dead spiritual sequel Back 4 Blood will cost $60 on PS5 or $0 on Xbox with your Xbox Game Pass subscription on October 12th. Stalker 2 is out April 28th as a timed third-party exclusive, and it too will head straight into the service. Same goes for Contraband from the Just Cause developers at Avalanche. We all know what Game Pass is, and at this point the service keeps outdoing itself. I remember when it first launched, people thought it was a waste of time. Yet over the last year alone, it's become a must-have. And I mean that in the truest sense of the words, must-have. Because 27 of those 30 games we saw will be on the service day one. And these games aren't years out. We have games coming in the next week until the end of the year coming to the service, which is something this article talks about. Thirdly, Microsoft's exclusive output is finally starting to gain steam. Take a look at what Microsoft has lined up just for the second half of 2021. Sea of Thieves, A Pirate's Life on June 22nd, The Ascent on July 29th, the console version of Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is also the first Xbox Game Studios game to leave the Xbox One behind and go full next gen, also drops on July 29th. 12 Minutes will be out on August 19th, Psychonauts 2 hits a week later on August 25, Sable on September 23rd, Forza Horizon 5 unexpectedly parachutes in on November 9th, and Halo Infinite will drop sometime in the holiday window, though it doesn't have a concrete release date as of yet. That's so many games coming to the service, it's almost an embarrassment of riches at this point. And it shows one thing, people don't have to wait for games to come on the Xbox platform anymore. These are games we'll be able to play right away in the next several weeks and months. It shows that Xbox is closing out 2021 with some of their strongest lineups we've ever seen. And 2022 looks even better with Starfield, Replace, Plague's Tale 2, Stalker 2, and of course one of my personal favorites at the show that we saw, Redfall. It shows that Xbox didn't stop spending on games for years. If anything, it shows they put more money towards gaming than any other platform around. It's insane to see the amount of games we'll be getting in the next year alone. Most of all, this was purely the best E3 showing for Microsoft and Xbox, which the article mentions right here. This Xbox Bethesda showcase was, in my opinion, the company's best ever. It helped that Microsoft finally jettisoned most of its human presenters, those developer roundtable discussions from years past where each person was merely pretending to talk to the other people, but really just looking over the shoulder at a teleprompter were a particular pain point, with the other half of the improved equation being the excellent curation of games and the content within the trailers for those games. Halo Infinite rebounded from its disappointing 2020 gameplay debut with an intriguing new campaign story trailer and an uppercut punch of a multiplayer gameplay montage. Forza Horizon 5 surprised with existing this soon, but not with its obvious quality, and The Outer Worlds 2 is going fully Xbox exclusive with a hilarious anti-trailer trailer. And it's worth pointing out that Xbox still had a great conference without showing Perfect Dark, Avowed, Fable, State of Decay 3, or Hellblade 2. And we still don't know what Compulsion, developer of We Happy Few, is up to, or id Software, etc. And this is where I completely agree with everything that's said. Halo Infinite did rebound and gave us such a great showing. They pulled back the camera and gave us a full view of the world with no pop-ins, no texture mashups. The game just looked high quality with a lot of great content. Throw in the multiplayer, which looked even better than expected, and you can see that Halo Infinite is starting to catch its stride. Then we had Bethesda and everything they showed, especially Redfall, which is a game I'm extremely excited about. Everything at the show was quality, and everything there showed that Xbox is committed to gaming in a big way. And might I add, like the article said, this was done with 12 or 15 other studios in the Xbox game studios not showing anything. Avowed, Fable, State of Decay 3, Hellblade 2, Perfect Dark, all those games and all those studios weren't there. The coalition. So yeah, I would say the drought is over, and people need to realize that Xbox is coming this generation to win. They aren't dipping their toe into the water, they dived into the deep end. Xbox and Microsoft have finally showed they have more games than any publisher that I know of. Let's hope Sony, EA, and Activision show us just as many games, because that's all we want as gamers, is more games. Because Xbox is here to stay. But enough of what I think about the show, tell me what you think about this. Do you agree with this article? Has Xbox finally stopped the drought? Does Xbox have more games than Sony? What studios do you want to see next? Is Game Pass going to add even more games as the year goes on? What other studios did we miss at E3? What other games can we see coming next year? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I'm playing a lot of Chivalry 2. I know, I should be playing Ratchet & Clank, and I'm kind of getting in there here and there with that game, and I really enjoyed it. It looks amazing on the PS5, and the story's kind of cool, and the world building is quite amazing in there. I'm really enjoying the game, and the controls are tight. Insomniac are superstar developers. But Chivalry 2, I get to jump in with my friends, lob some people's heads off, take things out, and it's pure just fun. I love it. It's just like playing what we're supposed to be, a video game. And I love the brutality, the classes. I'm just having a lot of fun with it, so I'll be jumping into that a lot this week. Plus, I'm waiting for Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. Can't wait for that. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your PS5, your Xbox Series X? Are you playing something that's coming to Game Pass soon? Let me know down below, because that's what we're here for, to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.